All right, y'all, welcome back to Finny Prince. I know it's been a minute since we did the face to face, man. Things have been a little crazy the last couple of weeks. Um, just the beginning of the year, man. Really just last week, as far as last week been kind of hectic. But I received this postcard in the mail. I do a zoom in on it in the edits, but it's showing that Bucks Wholesale. And this is a video just showing you that you can make money even without an embroidery machine on embroidery, doing embroidery. Just you middleman in subbing the work out to someone else. And this is exactly what this customer, not this customer, but Buck Wholesale is a vendor I buy hats from. I actually be getting hats from these people, and then they sent this card, 15% off, so. 576 piece minimum order size. Okay. From $3.75. Alright, hats included, same logo, breakup color of hat, 144 pieces color minimum. So you can break up the hat order for 144 pieces, but this is, pretty much, close to 600 hats. You can get them at $3.75. Alright, it's a large, that's a large order. But look at the production time here. It's 8 to 12 weeks. 8 to 12 weeks. 8 to 12 weeks to do 600 hats. All right, 600 hats. That's almost, you doing that with a single head. I think you can do that with a single head faster faster than 8 to 12 weeks. 576 hats, but it's gonna take you a lot. $600, $4, $2,400. So that's $2,400 for 600 hats. All right, basically, probably once they add taxes and shipping. Is it free shipping? Includes hat and embroidery, so that nah. So once they add shipping and stuff, that thing will probably be at $4. $4 a hat for 600 hats. $2,400. All right. But if you do air, it's additional $2 per hat, and you can get it in 4 to 6 weeks. Now, why the long shipping time? And my speculation is that because they're ordering this from China. All right, and this is why you can get this thing at $4. They're ordering it from China. They're getting it embroidered. They're subbing out for China. And this is someone who sells hats. They sell Bucks Wholesale. If you buy hats, you probably know of these people. All right. They are located in Atlanta. But, even when you ship, even when I was, in Atlanta, I'm still just like an hour, 15 minutes away from Atlanta now. But it still take days with these folks, man. I have ordered from them several times on multicolor hats, but they do have cheap hats, but they do put it's a little off on them things. They the cheap hats that I get for $2, they selling for, $4.99, $3.99, twice the price, sometimes 3 times the price, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They do have a lot of variety at Buck Wholesale. So sometimes I use it when I need 3 or 4 hats that, somebody wanted to order, leather on the top and suede on the bill, stuff like that. Bucks can come in line for that. So this is a big company, man. I believe that they are subbing this work out. They're making money on embroidery. They have the hats. And see, that's how they think and go. We already been buying the hats from a vendor out there in China. They're not making the hats. They're not manufacturing the hats. That's why they be out all the time. They're not manufacturing the hats. They're getting the hats from China. And so if you want to embroider, this is something new they're doing. I haven't seen them advertise this before. But let's think about the math on that. $4 a hat. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? Yes. If somebody came into your shop and wanted 600 hats, and you quoted them at $6, $7, they probably wouldn't go crazy and just leave because you charge them $7 a hat. You know what I'm saying? But and that's what I'm saying about you can make money without having the embroidery. Now they may get upset about the 4 to 6 weeks or the 8 to 12 weeks turnaround time. That may be problematic. But this is why you can go to a local shop. You can go to a local shop, or you can holler at people. Some of these influencers. They're doing embroidery. They do quality work. You can holler at them. You can holler at me if you're in the area, or if you're in Georgia, or you're in the southeast, and you need some hats. You need 500 hats. I can definitely be, maybe 2 weeks for me. But if I had, if I had 5 heads, maybe a week. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? So it just depends on how many people, how many heads that person you sub and that workout to has. They got 10 heads, they can probably get it out in a day. You know what I'm saying? You got 10 heads, says just a design is 10,000 stitches. You can do 5 hats an hour. So you can do 50 hats an hour. You need 600 hats. That's about, I don't know, 15 hours worth of work. 12 hours worth of that machine work, those machines working. So they could get this thing out in a couple days. You know what I'm saying? If you got a 10 head, if you got 5, then you can probably do it in 40 hours. You can probably do it in a week's worth of work. Could knock that order out. So, you can go that route. But these people, they gotta, they $4. You know what I'm saying? That's very minimal. But this is how they bait you in. They at $3.75, they talking about some little flimsy dead hats that's all ashy and been sitting in the warehouse, for hours, and that's what they want you to jump on, and then you ain't gonna want that. You gonna want you something a little firm. You may want some Richardsons, and that price just gonna skyrocket. But just keeping it as it is, just going about how how they pitching this thing. It's still you can add a little something on to that. Even if I was to get the hats from them, I still could charge my customer another $1.50, $2 a hat. And I give them 2,400. I charge my customer, $3,000 for 500 hats. And so, yeah, I gave them 24, but I didn't do any work, and I made $600. Okay, and so you can do that till you get to the point till you stack enough bread where you can put down on the embroidery machine, or you got the business to, and that's the smart way to do it. All right, a lot of us are gonna be lazy like myself and just jump into it, not knowing what the world going on, and you're gonna go through the trials and the tribulations, the ups and downs. Your machine gonna be sitting, you're gonna be wondering, and then that's why a lot of people end up selling their machine, because they just think the customers just gonna magically appear. And that's not how this thing goes, man. It's a lot of people doing embroidery. A lot of people need it, but too, man, people just need to know that you're doing it. Don't nobody even know that you're doing it. A lot of times we haven't even put the work to put our information out there and get ourselves, on some kind of site, or advertise somewhere where people would know that we do embroidery. It's not like a shocker, like not just our friends know, because them gonna be the last people shop with you. They may get a shirt or two. 144 piece minimum. We got another one here. Is 144 piece minimum order size. From $7. All right, starting at $7 a hat for 144 pieces. $7 a hat. Now, say somebody did that for $5 a hat. I can get these hats for $2. And then, I get these hats for $2 at this shop. I showed y'all that. I had to watch that video. And $3 a hat. Nah, that's a little too low. That's a little too low. $3, 10,000 stitches. That's a little low, but it could be done for somebody who has, a good amount of heads. $3, it could be done. But at $7, you can get it at $7. Probably from anybody. I can do it for you for $7. You know what I'm saying? Again, let's do the math. 10,000 stitches, right? Say we can do 5 hats an hour. Just say you got one machine. All right. Just say you had one machine, and you charge $7 for 144 hats. So this is rounded to 150 hats. You can do 5 hats an hour. Okay. So what's that? 15 hours worth of work. You can do 5 hats an hour. You need 150 hats. You can do 5 hats an hour. You need 150 hats. Nah. What did I say that was? 10 hours? No. That's 30 hours. All right. 30 hours, which is a week's worth of work. But, after the hat, the hats cost you $350. You do 7 times 150. 7 times 150. That's 700. So that's 1350. All right, 1350. You spent 300 on hats. So you walk out with $1,000 and $1,050 on 150 hats. Is that right? Yeah. So you walk out with you walk out with a band. You walk out with a band for 30 hours of work. All right. And then at $7, it's still room. It's still room for you. So I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take a band. $7. And we did 150 hats. And let's run through it again. Make sure I'm doing my math. We just on the fly. All right. We did 150 because that sounds like some good money right there. We had $7. We did 150 hats, and we can do 5 hats an hour. We can do 5 hats an hour, right? It takes 30 hours. 30 hours to do those 150 hats. 30 hours on the machine. And we paid $2 a hat. So we profit $5 per hat is our profit. And so we'll multiply 5 times 150. Wait a minute, that math different now. We'll charge 5 times the 150, which is 750. Why that math different? So I multiplied the first time? I multiplied 150 times 7. And what we got? 150 times 7. 700. And then 350. 700 and 350. I don't know what I was doing. So it's 700. Okay, let's get the math together. 700 and then 350 added to that, which is 1050. And then we subtract 300. All right, so that's what we at. All right, so we had we had 750 profit. All right, it's gonna cost us all together 1050, and then we're at 750 profit after the hat. So 750 in 30 hours with a single head, and I'm still will take that. Okay, I will take that. $750. And that's why I said I knew that math was a little crazy because that sounded a little too good at that $500 point. But still, 30 hours, $750 is what you made with a single head. Now, I got 3 heads. We can do that times 3. We can cut that. We can divide that by 3 on the time. So it's gonna take me 10 hours. It's gonna take me 10 hours. I can get it done in a day. If I just worked all day, if I woke up and I was at it all day, and you got to realistically put some other stuff in there. So I would say from anywhere from 13 to 15 hours, I could have that job done and make the $750 in a day at 150. Now, if you got 6 heads, all right, say you got 6 heads, 5 hours, 5 hours, you're knocking that order out. 140 hats, 5 hours. You doing other stuff. So you can make that $750 in a few hours. And, and the more heads you got, the more heads you can rock that stuff out. And again, you're battling You battling Bucks Wholesale, big company. So I don't know. See, people be looking big, but you don't know because at the end of the day, everybody's middleman in this stuff. But they got a 4 to 6 week in an 8 to 12 week turnaround. But you can find you a local vendor and get it done in a few days. You know what I'm saying? Or get it done, within a week or two. Most people 7 to 10 business days or 2 weeks at max. So you can topple these people, but these people still say that it's money here. That's why they're sending out brochures to people. Because they see money there, because they see, maybe half of their customers aren't even doing embroidery. They're just doing, they just putting vinyl and puff vinyl on trucker hats and DTF and putting transfers on hats. But say, hey, well, you can do some embroidery if you get this amount. And they only going for the big wigs. They're not doing nothing small. And you can do this also. You don't have to be scared of these things. You can just get tied in with your local vendor or see if your influencer, you know what I'm saying? Or talk to some of the people that's in the chats. When we have people commenting on stuff and they're giving advice, contact these people, see if they have, how many machines they have, and can they do any subbing, where they located at. Going to these embroidery, thinking about getting an embroidery machine, going to these Facebook groups. They dying for it. Now you don't know you have to judge the quality of their work, but they in there, most of the people in there don't have nothing to do. Most of them, they ain't really, they still trying to figure a few things out, but there's some in there just coming there, just to show that, hey, man, they got it together or try to encourage other people. But there are a ton of people in there if you can just throw it in there, especially them DT, man. I remember that DTF was jumping, man. Joker just can go out and say, well, who in the West Coast that can give me, 200 transfers a week? And people just be lined up. And that's how you have to do, you can do that, or you can do that also with embroidery. You can sub this stuff out, especially if you got other things going. You already done built up with the vinyl and built up. You're known for doing other. Man, you can tell people, hey, man, we can do hats, but I got a 50 hat minimum. Or you talk to whoever that contractor is or whoever you linked up to. Hey, man, what's the minimum I can get from you? And you set that thing up like that. That's how we have to do, man. So you're not turning down money. And again, let's say, okay, I'm gonna take you give me that job. I'm gonna take the $7 for 150 hats. We did the math on it. It's $750 for me. But you can add $2 on there, right? You can add them $2 on there at $9 a hat. Your customer probably ain't gonna blink at that. Somebody who know probably ain't gonna, $9, okay. Because a lot of times people who buy big orders like that, it's coming from some kind of funding. It's corporate money. They what it costs? All right, and they gonna swipe the card on that thing. But you could still get in this thing, and at $2, $150, you made $300. You ain't do nothing. And I made $750. I did the work, but I did the work, and I had the burden of the equipment. So. And you didn't have nothing. You just had the contact, and you made $300. And you can put that $300 aside and say, okay, well, this is my embroidery money. This for my machine. This for when we get ready to purchase the machine. And if you get enough of those orders, then you can start purchasing you one. You can get a little more comfortable about jumping into this thing because you already have a couple of customers already lined up. All right. So if these companies can see that, again, they going to China. 4 to 6 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, they are getting this stuff wholesale from China. And you can do that also. All right? You can do exactly what these folks are doing. All you got to do is go out there and just go to Alibaba, find you a vendor. Find you a trustable vendor, and you can do these exact same prices. You ain't even got to holler at no fees. You can do this for the exact same. You can do the exact same thing that they're doing. Anybody could do this. Anybody could do this. You just got to know the game. And so they've already linked up with a vendor because that's how they get their hats. So they getting their hats in on these crazy, but again, 4 to 6 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, and then sometimes, man, they have no idea about these things getting stuck on these cargo ships and all this stuff, man. All the problems that you're having right now with certain rivers and stuff drying up. It's just hard to get this stuff in, man. It's just hard. It's not nothing's dependable, man. I'm gonna show y'all a video soon, man, where I had to dye some shirts. Like they just didn't have them in. Nobody had them in. S&S, Alpha Broader, Jiffy shirts. Nobody had them in. And I believe that a shop contacted me. A shop ended up contacting me because all they wanted were larges. Ash grays were kind of out. There was a few places I can get them from, but I had to look. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted just nothing but large. Ain't no way 20 people the same sizes. It's just, they couldn't find no more of them. I ended up dyeing the shirts because I couldn't find any that, the particular color that I needed. And they turned out pretty good, man. For my first time dyeing shirts, it came out pretty good. But y'all may see that video before I even post this one because I got to do some editing and stuff to it. I want to show y'all this flyer. But this is all you do is email them, custom@buckwholesale.com, email your logo. That's all you doing. And they going to email it to their manufacturer, and then the manufacturer going to come back and say, well, they probably going to tell you the price, and then they going to come back and tell you, give you a quote on those hats. But you can do that same thing, man. You can make money and never touch an embroidery machine, So just think about that thing. You got to open your mouth. You got to talk to people. Don't be going in Joann's and not talking to people. I see somebody in the shirts department and they're grabbing shirts. I'm saying, hey, man, you decorating shirts. And, and if, I see what kind of equipment they have. And if it's something that I have that they don't have, or something they have that I don't have, I link up, we exchange numbers, exchange cards. And, you have to do that. You can't be closed mouth, don't get fed. So that's all I wanted to leave y'all with, just come and chop it up with y'all about this. I found this very interesting. Everything's coming from overseas, y'all. There ain't nothing made here. Ain't nothing made here. Everything's coming from overseas, unfortunately. So, if they doing it, if they can make money off of it, you can make money off of it. We can make money off of it, because if I get like a government contract, I'm getting into that too. And I really can't tell y'all about it until I get a gig. But there are things out there like that too for embroidery and printing and so forth. But if they give me 6 months to do that, guess what I'm gonna do? If they give me 6 months and I gotta do 3,000 shirts, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Alibaba. I'm gonna go to Alibaba and get them shirts sent in. And get them sent over. And not touch nothing. And make a killing. You see what I'm saying? I ain't printing no trans. I ain't heat pressing nothing. I'm ordering them things. I'm getting the contract, subbing the work out to Alibaba, a manufacturer out there. They ship me my shirts 4 to 6 weeks, and I give it to the government, and I get a handsome check. You see what I'm saying? All right, so keep that thing in mind. Also, don't just be sitting around moping and telling people do it. No, I don't do that. Check and see what they want. What exactly do you want? You know what I'm saying? But, you can't take everything. Just Brother Feeney is here just hoping that, this information is helpful to the people, man. What do y'all think? You know what I'm saying? Is there something that's pretty interesting, or something that you may feel that, hey, you know what? Maybe now I can start taking some embroidery orders. But first, you got to make those contacts, make those links, and talk to these people. All right, y'all keep printing, keep embroidering, keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up on this thing, man. Eventually, they will come. Keep working on your craft. Get better, get better, get better. And Finny Prince out, man. I'll talk to y'all next time.